Up. Audio should be on now. Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Hello.
Hello. Yo.
There we are.
And the camera showing the other audience members. Good evening, all of you. Since everybody in this call owns a car and has seen gas prices, what would I tell you if there was actually a way for a country to produce its own fuel far more cleanly without the reliance on a foreign power to supply it with the crude oil to do it? There is a solution for this. It is known as biodiesel, a far more environmentally friendly and easily produced substance from renewable resources. It can be produced from a paper titled, oops, I have it right here. Sorry. Characteristics of biodiesel, a review by one Standard Shija R and others. It can be produced from canola oil, linseed oil, coconut oil, palm seed oil, or as covered in a different paper by the title of Recent Developments in the Production of Third Generation Biodiesel from Microalgae, as the title entails, microalgae. As stated at the start of it, it is a more renewable resource because the biofuel produced from the microalgae does not take away from arable land used for the food chain, as talked about in Biofuels for the Future, a brief review by OLBRU, I think is that paper, because it can be produced effectively in either sealed vats or in effectively man-made dikes with a plastic liner. Yes, that is actually the word. It can also be made from excess animal fat that is deemed unsuitable for human consumption or use in animal feed. There's also the fact mentioned earlier, it is a far more clean fuel, as brought up in the paper titled Economics of Economics of, wrong file. Economics of Biodiesel by John, I'm missing his name right now. It is a far less polluting fuel. When burned, it releases less carbon dioxide and other chemicals that produce it. The only one that it's in many of the literature similar to, brought up in, I think it was the review on biodiesel? Fuel of the Future. Oh, it was Cost of Biodiesel Production by John Duncan was the earlier one. But where was I? Oh, sorry. It's a more renewable, easily gained thing, but it's also far more environmentally friendly. Unlike conventional diesel, it is not toxic, and it's also biodegradable, meaning it breaks down naturally to its base components over time. There's also the fact that in some ways it produces more products to sell when it's produced, making it more money and causing less to produce, simply due to the fact that it has byproducts of it that are brought up in characteristics of biodiesel again, I already mentioned the first one about that are glycerols, animal feed, depending on what you use to produce it, as well as the biodiesel, meaning the gross cost to produce it is covered by the other products it produces. The biggest downside, though, currently to biodiesel is scaling it up and the actual cost of installing it. But it produces three needed products: glycerols, which can be sold to be used in dyes, food, animal feed; the diesel, which can be used for fuel, power, heat; and effectively, as mentioned, foodstuff for cattle, supplementing their other excess nutritions. So it's 3 benefits for one fuel, as well as the fact that it produces less contaminants. And even some of the literature says it even produces less of the one contaminants that at other sites say it produces the equal amounts of, which is I think I can actually find what it is, the chemical. Oh, I can't actually find the chemical. Nitrogen oxide compound. But even some of the literature out there from the review disagrees on that, with some labs actually stating it produces less. So I hope this was a informative piece for all of you on the benefits environmentally of it, as well as the downsides of it if it's expensive to start up. I wish you all a good night.